Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we are going to be taking a look at this right here. This is a combo set from Walmart. Usually around the holidays, Walmart will come out with different sets, especially as they relate to like knives and tools and things like that in their outdoor and hunting section. You guys see these two right here? These are the two kind of knives that have been stirring the pot lately with Walmart. These are both from Ozark Trail. This is the very coveted orange handle one. This is the $9.99 version, and this is the kind of pseudo replacement that came out for a little while when this one was not available. This is the $5 knife, and again, this one does have that kind of whitish, grayish handle, both from Ozark Trail. Ozark Trail is actually Walmart's kind of camping and outdoor brand. So if you guys are interested in seeing reviews on these, I will put them up on the cards or leave them at the end of this video. You can see kind of my review and my take on these. But these are the two that have been kind of making the EDC knife community circles. So I always, when I go to my Walmart, I always try and go by the aisle and see if they've put anything new. And I saw this guy today, and I decided to pick it up. Not because I needed it, not because I thought it was really awesome, mainly because I wanted to see if this was a good deal. So this is from Mossy Oak, as you guys can see right there. It says Mossy Oak Country Roots. I've never had a knife by Mossy Oak, so I don't know what to expect. But this kind of gift set here seemed interesting. So at the top it says that this is the EDC folding knife combo set, so capitalizing on that EDC train there, again by Mossy Oak. So what you get here is you actually get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 folding knives, and I use knives because the bottom one here is actually a utility knife. So yeah, it is still a knife, but 7 folding knives, and this retails for $25. So if you think about it, when you're looking at some of the other offerings, something like this for $5, let's assign a value of $5 to each of these. So you're looking at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. If you were to assign $5 US value to all these knives. So it's $35, but you're actually getting it for $25. So if these knives are anywhere near worth $5 a piece, then it's a pretty good deal because you're getting basically all 7 of them for about $10 less. So I wanted to go ahead and check it out, do this video. Maybe it'll help you guys make the purchase or not. So let's go ahead and open it. Actually, before we open it, let's take a look at the back. First things first, I do want to, showcase the back. In one of my videos, I was told that I don't show the back, and I'm assuming because people were probably trying to find the UPC, so there is the UPC code. But in the back, it tells you that it's a 7-piece combo set, and it kind of breaks down what you're getting. So you're getting one 6.5-inch rescue folding knife with window breaker and belt cutter, one 6.5-inch slide lock folding knife, two 6.5-inch liner lock folding knife, two 6.5-inch liner lock folding knives with Mossy Oak 3D printing, and then you get one 6.25-inch utility knife. Now it says that the blades are stainless steel blades, with the exception of obviously the utility knife, and then the handles are all injection handles. Again, we don't know what type of steel is being used on these. Obviously, we're going to assume that it's some sort of cheap mystery steel at the price that you're getting these for. So it is what it is. This is obviously perfect for somebody that's either getting into knives, or if you want to purchase this and kind of parcel it out, give a knife to 7 people or something like that, or, buy it for yourself to have some beater knives, then you can go ahead and do that. So, like I said, let's go ahead and open up the box here, and I'll try and go through these one by one to see if this is a good deal, if it's something that you might want to go ahead and pick up. So there it is. It's sliding off. I'll leave the box over here just to kind of reference it. It does have a plastic on top of it, and you have the knives kind of nestled in here in this little tray. We'll start with the utility knife at the bottom here. You have a little kind of blade protector there. So this is basically, an inexpensive utility knife. Nothing to write home about. It is very, very lightweight. It feels a bit cheap, I can tell you that. So from the looks of it, it is a back lock here. So you press the back lock there, it disengages the lock, and then the knife folds. You got a really, really large, kind of comical, super, super cheap feeling pocket clip here. And then you have some jimping at the top right here, and then it actually extends on both sides, and that's what I'm assuming you would use to deploy the blade. There's a lot of creaking going on. I could definitely tell you a lot of blade play here. This is not worth $5. I can tell you that. This is probably $1, you know, a box cutter, utility knife, whatever they call it. You do have right here, okay, so it's a little latch that lifts up, and that's how you swap out the blades. So again, would I spend $5 on this alone? I would not. You know, just again, it is what it is. It is, you're getting what you paid for. So that is the first one. All right. So let's take a look at the orange one here. Again, maybe this one would be a contender for the orange Ozark Trail. Who knows? So this is going to be, let's see, out of here it says 2 6.5-inch liner lock. This is a liner lock. So okay, this is one of the liner lock versions. Again, it does have a blade protector there. It's okay. It's okay sharp. Obviously, you know, whatever steel it is, it's going to dull pretty quickly. But it does feel a little bit heftier. Rather smaller size handle there. I do get 4 fingers around it, but with these with this kind of cutout right here, and then just a little flare in the back there, I'm trying to fit my 4th finger in there, but it's not really fitting in there. Here is another pocket clip. This one is a little bit better retention. You know, thumb studs, jimping at the top, liner lock with a little bit of jimping. Pretty smooth. You know, decently centered, which is nice. Let's see if I flick it open. Yep, flicks open very nice. Lock up pretty tight, no blade plate. So again, this one's not that bad. I would definitely pay $5 for this. Really nice, vibrant orange color. So you know, if you're going hunting or something like that, camping, and you drop the knife, you would be able to see it. So that's a $5 one. I would definitely do that. All right, so this should be pretty much the same thing, just in this kind of tan color. Let me see if the design is the same. Yep, same design on the handles, as you guys can see right there. It's just this one is tan. Again, kind of going with the Mossy Oak theme, country roots theme. Same thing. Pretty much same specifications as the other one. Let me see as far as the blade length. You're looking at about 2, almost 3-inch blade. So, you know, nice little kind of backup knife, something to throw in a toolbox or a hunting bag or a camping bag. This probably would not be my first go-to, but as far as a beater knife or something like that, you know, either this one or the orange one are pretty good. So again, so far, yes, I would pay $5 for either one of those. So if I'm thinking $1 for this one, we're looking at $11 right now. All right, so now getting into one of the 2 liner lock folding knives with Mossy Oak 3D printing here. I'm not a big fan of, you know, like these camo pattern prints and stuff like that. This one here is looks like an inlay into the the plastic handle there. Basically pretty much the same knife as those, just with a black handle and this kind of you know, they say Mossy Oak 3D printing. On the back, it does have the same kind of pattern that these has. As you guys can see right there, same pocket clip. So pretty much the same exact knife with a liner lock there. And yeah, pretty nice centering, so it's not too bad. Flips open really nice. So again, would I pay $5 for this? I probably wouldn't. Is it worth $5? Yeah, definitely. It's worth $5. All right, so now we're at $5, $10, $15, $16. And while we're looking at the Mossy Oak one, we'll take a look at the other one up here. This one is kind of a more of a white camo. So what's interesting is they actually still do that same kind of printing on the handle, and then they just like overlay the, you know, the Mossy Oak pattern on top of the handle. Let me see, they did the same thing with this one. Yep. Yeah, so they did the same thing with that one. Just in this one is a little bit more kind of subdued because it blends in. So interesting. Oh, the pattern is actually on one side of the knife, so it's not on the other. So again, just something to think about. But this is a liner lock, and again, the same exact knife. So right now you're basically getting 4 of the same exact knife, just in different handle colors. So just to keep that in mind. So now getting back $5, yes, they are worth $5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 21. so far. So we're inching our way up to the actual retail price of this set, which was $25. So let's take a look at this one here. This is the Rescue Folding Knife. So basically it's the same knife. Now obviously, as you guys can see, this one does have a black coated blade, and it's more of a Tonto style blade, so it has a little bit more aggressive tip, which is nice. But even though it is a liner lock, you still get a couple other features on here. Pocket clip is black as well, nice retention. So let's go ahead and disengage the lock. This one doesn't feel as smooth as the other ones when it's locking. Oh, obviously because it's a flipper. So I don't know if that makes a difference that it's a flipper, but oh, okay. So you're definitely going to have to either work it in or flip it out. Okay, there it is. All right, so you do have the thumb sets as well if you wanted to use those. Those do flick out nice, but you do have the flipper as well. But besides that, you actually have a belt cutter in the back right here. I'm not a big fan of knives that have belt cutters. For me, I feel two things. One, I feel it kind of makes the knife look a little bit cheap. But also, I don't know why, even though they probably go through every type of security measure to make that so nothing happens, I always feel like I'm going to run my finger into that blade and cut myself. For some reason, even though I'm being very careful and everything, I feel like I'm going to be doing that. So, but the one thing I do like about this knife that they did is that belt cutter is independent of the knife blade. What I mean by that is a lot of times when companies will do these type of knives that have like the rescue hook or the belt cutter, it's the actual blade of the knife when it's closed that's acting as the belt cutter. So basically this channel right here is just an open channel for the blade to make contact with whatever it is that you're cutting. Now I find that, sometimes, when you have to use that, I think that you have to hold the blade closed so that it doesn't push it open or anything like that. So I like the fact that this is an independent cutter from the blade itself. Now the drawback to that is, even though you're not going to be using this unless you're using it for something else besides belt cutting, is that once this gets dull, then there's pretty much no way of sharpening it. I don't know if you can replace that, but again, for the price, I probably would just go out and buy a new one. Versus if it was the blade, obviously when you sharpen it, then it would remain sharp as well. Now I see why they did the Tonto on this also. It's because they needed that clearance from the blade to be able to house that other cutter blade there. And then last but not least, at the very top right here, you do have a window breaker. Now, this is one of the things that just at first glance, people are like, oh, that's really cool. It's got the it's got the belt cutter and the window breaker. But check out where the clip is. So this is a tip down carry knife, and the window breaker is towards the bottom. So I would venture to guess that that's going to be uncomfortable when you're wearing it. Maybe poke a hole in your pocket, or if you sit down, it might, dig into your leg or something like that. Yeah, I would have probably just had left that off and then just left the box cutter by itself with the blade instead of trying to add more stuff to it just to make it, more functional, we'll call it. Is it worth $5? Yeah, it's probably worth $5. So right now we're at $5, $10, $15, $20, $25, $26. So again, we're already over $1 over what the retail price of the whole combo set here is. And then we still have one more knife to go. So let's take a look at this one. This is obviously the one with the slide folding lock. As you guys can see, it does have a black blade as well. And it's got this orange handle. I like the orange color with the black. I think that looks really cool. I think they definitely did well by making the orange, I'm sorry, not orange, I keep on saying orange, green handle. A lot of you are probably screaming at me saying it's orange. Green handle with the black blade, because I think it's a nice combination, but also it sets it aside from that other knife I showed earlier from the competitive company. So again, this does have slide lock, so you're not going to have a liner lock. The slide lock is here to the side. Let's try and disengage the blade to see. Oh, that is really, really stiff. All right, so something to keep in mind. You're definitely going to have to work this in because that locking mechanism is super tight. Oh man, I really wish it wouldn't have been. Because I do like the size, color of this. Pocket clip is really nice, completely different from all the other ones. This is a nice deep right clip, a little bit shorter. I love the look of that. I think it's a really nice looking clip for this knife because out of the whole package, this is probably going to be my favorite one. You do have a standoff in the back here that you might be able to attach a lanyard to. So if you wanted to throw a lanyard on there, it's going to be iffy. I'd probably just throw it through the pocket clip there if you did want to add one. But oh man, I really wish that lock wasn't as stiff. Lockup, or centering, I should say, it's a little bit favoring to the left there. Lockup itself, that's a slight little bit of blade play, not too much. Wow, that definitely needs to be touched up. Out of all of them, this is probably the one that came the least sharp, but you know, if I had to carry any of these, this would be my first choice to carry. I really like the size. I like the coloring. Obviously, the black, everything, you know, the black blade with the black hardware and the black slide lock, the black clip. I think it looks really, really cool. I almost wish they would have done the liners in black if they could have, just to kind of keep that, but they did them in this kind of silver color. Same thing with the standoffs. But again, out of all of them, this one is probably the one that I would, if I had to carry one of them, it would be this one first, and then probably any of the other ones. Just because even though they're all the same knife, I don't know, I guess that lock, it feels a little bit different. It feels a little thinner, this one, as opposed to the other handles. I don't know if that's just my perception, but that's the way it feels. So again, yes, is it worth the $5? Yes, I think it is. So now we're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, $1 is what I would venture to guess what I would be comfortable paying for this. And again, I paid $25 for it, so about $6 over, and obviously $4 less than my initial guess at $10. But it's just because of the box cutter here, definitely, or the utility knife, definitely very cheap feeling. Every time I open it, I don't know, it feels like stuff is clicking in there. I don't know if it's just maybe needs to be tightened up a little bit, but it's interesting that they did a back lock on that. Check out how much give there is to that also. So obviously $1 for that was probably the most that I would pay. So there it is. I wanted to go ahead and showcase this combo for you because if you do come across it, hopefully this video will help you make an educated decision on whether or not you want to pick it up. I would definitely recommend picking up any of these two for sure. 5 and 9. These are definitely worth that price and maybe even a little bit more, as some people have pointed out. With these, I like the orange, I like the tan, they're exactly the same, and I like the green. I would definitely, carry either one of those three. The green obviously would be my first choice. The utility knife here, I don't know if you would even use it. Maybe I would use it to scrape some stuff, and if I were to do that, I would, probably take out the blade and use the blade on something else, honestly. It just feels pretty cheap. The other three, obviously those are whatever knives for me. I'm neither here nor there on those. So definitely you should throw it into a tackle box or something like that, just to be able to have something to cut up and not have to worry about it breaking or getting gunked up or anything like that. So there it is. That was a look at this year's Mossy Oak Country Roots, what do they call it? EDC folding knife combo set. So if you guys see it at your local Walmart, hopefully you'll see this video and you can make your educated decision on whether or not you want to purchase it. There it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.